Today we have a little challenge. We will go from Amsterdam to Brussels without charging because we want to test how far the car can go when we drive carefully. And the distance between Amsterdam and Brussels allows us to test this. So the drive was super easy to Brussels. We didn't have to charge. We still have 111 kilometers left in the battery. So it's very easy. No stress at all.
It's like the environmental incubator and the environmental offices.
Okay, cool.
So
How many people are working here?
That's a very good question. I don't really know. I think we're like, at the moment we're around 15, I think. So it's mixed of mostly there are social enterprises, and there is also a Fab Lab and like there are 2 microbreweries that are there, but I don't have the keys because I'm not. So my name is Alice Katzi. I am 29. To know. I am originally from Lebanon and from France, and I've been living in Belgium for 7 years. I started with Joris FoodWIN. So FoodWIN is the Food Waste Innovation Network. And it's a network for people that work around food waste reduction all over Europe. It's a network to help them collaborate and make something bigger. And our goal and dream is to have the world without food waste.
How does a normal day for you look like? So to who do you talk? What do you tell them? Who are you trying to bring together?
We're really targeting the cities and regions and municipalities, so mostly local governments. So at the moment, we try to talk to them and ask them what they're doing around food waste, what do they want to do around food waste. And then it's usually we try to make a strategy with the city of what they want to do and what they should be doing. And then we see who's on the ground, who can do what. We involve them in the strategy and we co-create it all together. And then we help on the implementation at the beginning, and then usually they are good to go. They can continue working on together.
So what is a strategy? Like, how can a strategy look like? For example, if you work with the mayor's office, or if you work with schools in the city.
So we usually show what we did before. So for example, in Brussels we work around the doggy bags. So there it's mostly like awareness raising on food waste, because that's what usually cities and mayors, they are interested into awareness raising. They want their citizens to know that food waste is here and it can easily be avoided, and help them to avoid it. We had 100 restaurants that were participating. So we were contacting the restaurants, explaining them the idea that people are using less and less doggy bags. It's a bit of a shame, and now people don't really feel at ease asking it for it. So we with the city of Brussels, they created actually a new bag that they called with a new name, and then we delivered it to all of the restaurants with some communication campaign. Like we had some stickers and some flyers. That was the cities, the region of Brussels that did it, and so we did sort of a small training, let's say, to the waiters and the people inside the restaurants, explaining them that they should be really asking their customers if they want a doggy bag, that the city is doing this and that it's cool if they take it home. And then this was a test for like a good 8 months, a bit more than 8 months. And then after we did some analysis, we sort of see how it was working inside the restaurants, how many doggy bags were people taking, and what was the thing. And then we showed that for them, communication was very important. It was cool to have stickers outside the restaurants because the customers would feel a bit more at ease and asking it.
You just said that people were afraid to ask if they can take the food with them.
Yeah. Germany is different. But
Why do you think is that? So why are people afraid?
I don't know. I think they're a bit ashamed of it, and they think that it makes them look cheap. I don't really know. I think it's, if you paid for your food, you should be able to bring it back. It's better that you eat it the next day than it goes in the bin. And if you buy a dress for just one day, the next, for just one night, you can always put it in the bin. It doesn't matter. People don't care enough about what they're eating and how they're living, I think.
How much food waste is there in Brussels? Do you know a number or?
Yeah, the hard thing, but also the cool thing about food waste, it's all along the food chain. So food waste, there is some food waste on the farm, but also then on the redistribution, with the retails, and then it goes, and then of course at the consumer's level, at the household level. So there is food waste everywhere. So it's very hard to measure it exactly how much, because you have to measure. Usually you measure like either the retailers or the consumers or the farm, but you can't. Yeah, then making a whole thing out of it.
What kind of waste is it? Is it because of selection? Because only good food is being sold?
A very simple example is that the leeks, when the leeks are too big, they don't fit inside the box of the retailers, so retailers don't take them because it costs too much to have somebody cut the leeks and then put it in the box. And but sometimes it's also the price, because like for example in Belgium we had a huge problem of apples and pears last autumn, because the price of apples and pears, it was a very good year, so the price was very, very, very low, and it was just too, you couldn't get a good price for it. So for the farmers, it was too expensive to pick them up, to pick the apples and the pears, and then you sell it at such a low cost that for them it's too much time and it's too expensive. So they usually left it on the trees because the price was too low.
That's crazy.
And we had so much waste. We did a campaign around it, which was very successful, because we actually made apple juice with some apples. I have some apple juice in the office if you want to try. And we did like a whole crowdfunding, and we asked people to pay for the juice before, and also to help us glean the apples. So we had a group of like 20 volunteers, a bit more, that went to the farm. Then the farmer, who was very nice, he was also a young farmer, so it was easier for us to talk to him. And he was very happy to have us. He explained us how to pick apples, and then we picked all of the apples in one day. The next day we went and we pressed it in a juice press, and then we sold all our apple juice.
That's so cool.
And then the idea was, we don't really want to make apple juice. We really wanted to make a communication campaign. I'm like, look what's happening. It's terrible. We should do something about it.